Jake, thank you so much for taking the time.
Course. No, I'm excited.
Hey, tell me about this big event coming to Orlando. And also, I know you've been training in South Florida, Miami at times, if not now. I'm just curious your thoughts of having this big event in Orlando and tell us a little bit about it.
Yeah, no, just excited to go up against a 10-1 pro boxer in my ninth fight, which is a big challenge. Most fighters like Terrence Crawford, Gervonta Davis in their ninth fight are facing people with losing records. So taking a big risk here and just taking a more traditional route of becoming a young boxing prospect on my path to world champion. And we love Orlando. I love Florida, the Caribe Royale Resort. We have a partnership with them there. So it's just an amazing venue. And there's tons of fight fans there. So what better place than Orlando? And hopefully after I get a knockout, I can hit up Disneyland the next day.
Well, big event Friday, December 15th. It's going to be great. And I'm curious, Jake, your thoughts on this. Ever since the influx of MMA, boxing is sometimes taken a backseat. And I'm curious your thoughts on helping grow boxing, because obviously with your success and the eyes and the attention you bring, it has helped the sport.
Yeah, so boxing's taken back over. No questions about it. It's not even close anymore. What pay-per-views can you name in MMA this year that were big? I don't know. Boxing, you can there's like one every month. We've had an amazing year of boxing. And the interest in the sport from the younger generation has grown and grown and grown. And MMA is basically becoming stand-up. All the fights now are basically kickboxing because everyone has good takedown defense and good jujitsu. So the sport is essentially becoming kickboxing. Um, so I'm very long on boxing and obviously have a little bit of a bias. I still love MMA and want to do an MMA fight. But through the power of what all these social media fights and these crossover fights and what I've done for women's boxing and my fights, it's just not even close anymore.
Yeah, with co-founding MVP, that's something I want to touch on too. But you mentioned something, Jake, about crossover. Wow, what a time with boxing and what you're doing. With MMA, as we mentioned, and its growth over the years, professional wrestling, sports entertainment. You like that? Your brother, he's a WWE US champion. That's amazing just for the amount of times he's been in the ring and he's been just crushing it. I'm curious too, what does it mean to you, all the crossover?
No, I think that's the new way of, the entertainment industry. It's doing it all. You have to do it all. You have to be in all the places and all the businesses, marketing yourself, staying busy, creating companies, and that's I think what me and my brother have proven and shown. It's being multifaceted, and being different. People want to see something they've never seen before, and I think we've mastered that.
And I also want to talk about most valuable promotions and what you all are doing. And your co-founder as well. Like to hear something as well to promote women's boxing and discover young, exciting, and diverse prospects in the sport of boxing. But before we ban, I know I'm hitting on something here, and I'm curious. Are you a fan of MVP, Miami's own MVP? And have you thought about an endorsement deal with MVP, the WWE Superstar?
Wait, what? This is a wrestler.
Yes, yes. There's a WWE Superstar MVP. I didn't know
Uh,
if you knew of him or not. He's from Miami and all. And I just thought I was just trying to add a little humor. Didn't know if that was something. I know you like WWE. He's part of that. Maybe MVP does some cross promotion or endorsing your MVP.
maybe we'll see. We'll see. No, yeah, we love collaborations and all sorts of things like that. But could be interesting, and yeah,
Well, Jake, tell us about your MVP.
Oh man, we just like have changed the game in terms of what it means to be a promoter, right? I say that boxing was like taxis and we came in and we're like Uber, just doing everything differently, more efficiently. And I think the biggest thing about us is that for both my co-founder Nikisa and I, this isn't our main source of income. And so it's really fighters first and helping fighters first. And that has changed the way we operate because all of these other promoters need the money. They get greedy. They take advantage of fighters. They sign them to bad deals. They put them in bad fights. All of these things that we don't have issues with. And then not to mention just my built-in social media presence of 70 million followers is unprecedented compared to, the next biggest promoter has a combined following of about 4 million followers. So really it's this built-in cheat code, and we've just been able to take people like Amanda Serrano from making $5,000 a fight to being the highest paid female boxer in the sport, making millions of dollars in just a couple of years.
Yeah, I think that's a perfect example. This is Nikisa. Amanda Serrano headlined the same venue Jake is fighting at the Caribe Royale late October and sold it out with 4,200 people. And for the boxing folks that were there who are familiar with New York, they said this is the new Hulu Theater from MSG. Like, what an atmosphere, what an environment, what an amazing accomplishment for this woman to come into this city and sell it out the way that she has. And a large part of that is Jake and MVP over the past 2 years putting an emphasis on equality within boxing, giving women the platform and the opportunity and the push.
And Nikisa, what are your thoughts of Jake and just what all he's doing, and just to not only his successes, but to help others and do things like that and take that next step and growing the sport?
Listen, he's 3 years into his career, and he's already done more for other fighters than 99% of other fighters who are 30 years into their career, right? And that's just a testament to the human being that he is, and the vision that he has for giving back to the sport of boxing and elevating those around him. So put his business success, his abilities in the ring, what he's been able to show and entertain around the world for himself aside. That's the torchbearer of what we do at MVP. But then he's taken that and lifted up a whole sport. He's lifted up interest. He's lifted up the youth and thinking about being in the boxing gyms, right? That, to me, is a testament of him as a human being and how great he is for the boxing generation.
And I want to wrap this up because we're running out of time. I do not want to go over. Jake, I want to get your take, if you have one, on do you have favorite boxers, favorite wrestlers, pro wrestlers growing up? Anyone come to mind?
Yeah, I was a big John Cena guy. Big John Cena guy. You can't see me. Yeah. Yeah, but man, there's so many great fighters in today's generation. I think David Benavidez is probably my favorite.
But I would say, tell me if I'm wrong, Jake, your favorite fighter of all time is Muhammad Ali, right? Who you share a birthday with.
Yeah. Currently David Benavidez, and I would say Amanda Serrano, but that's bias. That's bias. So, but Muhammad Ali, from the old school generation, and we share a birthday. So I've always been inspired by him, even before I got into boxing, just because when I was young, I Googled, who I share a birthday with. And that's how I found out about Ali from when I was like, I don't even know, like 6 or 7 years old.
That is so cool. Well, I want to thank you both for taking the time. And I got to end it with this. So, Jake, would you challenge Logan for the WWE US title someday?
Yeah, I'm down. Let's run it, Logan. Let's run it.
Thank you all so much.
Thank you.